It's 7:05. Good evening, everyone. We hit a new high in terms of a record. If everyone will please rise. Ms. Cho, will you please lead us in the pledge?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
The New Jersey Open Public Meetings Law was enacted to ensure the right of the public to have advance notice and to attend the meetings of public bodies at which any business affecting their interest is discussed or acted upon. In accordance with the provisions of the Act, the Fort Lee Board of Education has caused notice of this meeting to be published and posted on the district website at www.flboe.com, published in the board's designated online media outlet newspaper, The Record, filed with the clerk of the Borough of Fort Lee, and mailed to all persons, if any, who have requested said notice. Please be advised that this meeting is being taped and may be broadcasted on local TV and the district's website at a future date. The purpose of this special public business meeting is to discuss the school reopening plan for the 2020-2021 school year and to present for board approval policy regulation updates. The Open Public Meeting Act allows for remote participation at board meetings and defines meeting as any gathering, whether corporeal or by means of communication equipment, which is attended by or open to all members of a public body, held with the intent on the part of the members of the body present to discuss or act as a unit upon the specific public business of that body. Roll call, please.
Ms. Cho.
Here.
Ms. Colbath.
Present.
Mr. DeMeglio. Ms. Morel. Ms. Richter.
Here.
Ms. Ramba.
Here.
Mr. Rubino.
Here.
Ms. Tuff.
Here.
Ms. Han Silver.
Here.
You have quorum.
All right, thank you. Before I have Mr. Rhoda start with the superintendent's report, I just kind of wanted to give an overview of some of the pertinent dates, and just give the parents an idea of the close timeline that we've been working with. So back on June 26th, which is actually less than 2 months ago, Governor Murphy announced the Road Back, the Restart and Recovery Plan for Education, which was the state's guidance on reopening schools. This was the document that outlined the requirements for schools for the September reopening. The governor was clear in his directive that schools had to have an in-person component. So using that directive, a reopening plan was established after working with teachers, administrators, and parents. This plan had to be approved through the county superintendent. So the board formally adopted this plan at our last meeting, last Monday on August 10th. And then just 2 days after our meeting on Wednesday, August 12th, Governor Murphy announced that districts may apply for the option to start the year all remote if they're facing challenges. And then just to further highlight how quickly things are coming out to us, we did have a lot of questions at that last meeting related to contact tracing and health guidelines. And Mr. Rhoda did tell us that we were still waiting for further guidance from the state. And they were actually just released last week on August 13th. And those were also posted on the district website. So those are easily found on the district website. So parents can look at it and read that as well. So just to circle back why we're all here tonight. With the governor's announcement of this new option, I felt it was necessary for the board to have a discussion, to really learn what the status is of the district's preparation and to discuss what direction the district should go. So that's kind of the preamble to why we're having this meeting tonight. People in the public may not realize that the board as a whole, we can't actually have meetings in private unless it's for specific reasons. So something like this, we'd have to have a public meeting, and that's why we're meeting tonight. So now that that's been said, I will turn it over to Mr. Rhoda and ask him to share the superintendent's report.
Thank you, Ms. Silver. I want to start off just by saying thank you to all the families, parents, and friends of the school out there who have shown their patience as the district finds its way through this challenging adventure. and really kinds to respond to things coming out of Trenton and continue to work with the best interest of our students at its intention. So thank you for being there, for your suggestions and your comments that are coming in. I appreciate it. Based
Could I
on some,
just interrupt a minute? I was just texted that we have more members of the public that wish to participate or are trying to sign in, but somehow we might have a 500-person maximum. So I just, before you continue with what would be an important report for the public to hear, I don't know how the board wants to deal with that, but we are maxed out and there are more individuals of the public that want to participate, observe, hear, and listen.
I just got a bunch of texts too from parents that they can't get on as well.
hey, I'm not aware, Keisha, is there a max on the Zoom level?
We have 511 participants right now. So I do not believe there's a 500 maximum because we have 511. But
I can show you that someone actually texted the screen that they're looking at, and it says, leave webinar. This meeting has reached a maximum of 500 participants. Please try again later.
I thought we fixed that problem a while ago. We got the new upgrade.
there again, right now it says we have 511 participants. So I don't recall the number of maximum, but I will check as we speak.
So, I mean, I'm being texted by my phone, literally. I would turn it on so you could all hear it. There are many people who are trying to participate right now, and they actually sent me what I just showed you. So people are trying to get in and are prevented from doing so.
I just got 3 more texts in the last minute saying the same thing.
I mean, I'll start to give you names because they're community members who we all know saying, I'm so upset that they can't dial in.
I believe you, Paula. But if we've hit a max, we can't really postpone the meeting. You know, it's certainly 500 is a lot more than the auditorium could have held. Or maybe, I don't know the capacity of the auditorium, but.
Ms. Taylor, is there an option for people to call into the telephone in addition to the online?
Yeah.
I'm checking all of that right now.
Okay. Yeah, if they can at least listen, that would be an option.
It's not an option, in my view. This is a public meeting noticed for the public. There was no private session, and any member of the public who wants to participate, given the importance of the subject, should be able to participate. And it's incumbent upon us to facilitate it and figure it out.
Lauren, you're muted.
Oh, thank you. I was agreeing with Paula and wondering if
Now,
if Jason is on the call from IT, since this is the first time we've had such a large audience.
if we need to adjourn for 15 or 20 minutes to figure out how our public can participate, I would make the appropriate motion to do that. But to continue and frustrate public participation, I am not in favor of.
I think that might be the best idea for right now.
Yeah.
And maybe we can reach out and see if there are any solutions we can come up with very quickly.
I mean, we all know that this is like a very significant issue for a district that has 4,100 students, which means probably double that in parents, guardians, and everyone. So we have to be able to facilitate full public participation. It's a public meeting.
I agree.
Just as an aside, can you hear me?
So I just, sorry, Dennis,
Loud and clear.
I just checked, and that is correct. 500 is our limitation.
So,
Okay.
I did
thought
have
we
this.
fixed that.
We did fix it. We fixed it when it was 100. We went
Oh,
to
okay.
500. We've never had 500.
Well, you see how important this is to everybody.
Are we
Dennis?
able to upgrade that? Would we need to vote on the expense to upgrade it, or can we do that ASAP?
I'm reviewing that right now.
All right, Dennis, you were going to say something?
I was going to say that I've had this happen in one other board meeting that I've been a part of. If you adjourn for 15 minutes, which is fine, I can tell you that it may take a little bit longer for the to purchase the upgrade to the plan. I'm looking at the Zoom conference now, and looks like you can get up to 1,000 participants. So I would just suggest to you that if you do adjourn, which, to explore this, you do so and, give your IT department, like maybe 30 minutes or 45 minutes in order to lock this down and see if you can get more people into the meeting. Because I've had this happen in one other meeting before. This isn't, unfortunately, in this virtual time, this has come up before.
Well, I don't know what the precise notice provisions are for a special meeting, but to just suddenly, after everyone has arranged their schedules to be available, over 500 people in our community at 7 p.m. today, we may need to renotice it, because I don't think you can just and Dennis can tell us, oh, we're going to adjourn for 45 minutes. I mean, people have arranged childcare and other responsibilities to participate right now. We've seen it. And I think that they're entitled to sufficient notice so that they can arrange their schedules to participate.
Understood. And Paul, I would suggest that if you were to adjourn the meeting briefly for 45 minutes or 30 minutes, however long, and bring it back, and you advise the public, you send a notice out, or you do a Honeywell. This is what I did in another district. You send out a Honeywell, technical difficulties, we're coming back at 8 o'clock. That's an option, so you can proceed with this meeting this evening. If you want to I'm sorry.
No, I don't want to frustrate the meeting going forward, but we never sent a Honeywell to people about this meeting. So to suddenly send a...
We did.
We did? I didn't
Yes.
get a Honeywell.
It went out to all the
It went out
families.
to parents.
Yeah. So
I got it.
if a
Okay, I
Honeywell
didn't.
went out,
Your son graduated, Paula.
Okay.
so
That what's being suggested by a number of parents is maybe that the president wants to ask that only one member per household logs on, because apparently they know that multiple parents in the same, I'm just reading literally 39 texts since we started, and a suggestion was made. So,
My suggestion would be, Paula, what you said originally, that we adjourn shortly, because I just put a call into our tech department, and we'll see what we can work out. So
I would ask that it not be later than 9, only because I thought the meeting could go 2 hours, and I actually scheduled meetings at that point. So
No,
I
have no idea what it'll take, but I just called Jason. He's working the problem right now. So it's 7:20 now. We could say we're going to adjourn for 40 minutes and plan to come back at 8 o'clock.
that's what I would do.
And then if anything changes, as Dennis said, we could send out a district-wide messenger. That only takes a few minutes.
Right.
and I could tell you all, just so that there's no surprises, if 500 people don't sign in 45 minutes because they're not available, I'm going to be making a motion to adjourn the meeting, because we have a strong indication from our public that they want to participate. And because we didn't get things set up appropriately, I'm going to be asking that we give them advance notice so that they could sign in at another time.
That's
So
reasonable.
Okay.
And I'll just share that oftentimes, Paula, it's not actually uncommon that boards of education adjourn and return the same night. So although this has not happened in Fort Lee, it's actually quite common in most
It happens.
it happens all the time. So to adjourn for 40 minutes and come back is actually quite common. Is there a motion to adjourn?
Generally, I follow many meetings. It's generally business is conducted and there's not sufficient time, so they adjourn and they come back and they go into executive. It's not that you just can't accommodate the number of the people from the public that want to participate. So we'll adjourn for how many minutes? And who's making the motion?
Anybody?
I'm not.
Okay.
Someone else.
Me.
How exactly how long do we need, and what is the maximum capacity? Unfortunately, I'm not an IT specialist. If we have 4,000 students plus in the district, can we accommodate thousands of parents potentially?
I don't know the answer to that question, Mr. Tuck. I just asked, I told Jason what the scenario was, and I told him I'd call him back in a few minutes.
Okay, because hopefully, assuming that we could accommodate every single parent, however long it takes to get them all on board. But I would need the time frame from the IT.
I'm looking at the Zoom upgrade, and I see 1,000 as an option, an upgrade to 1,000. I don't see anything above 1,000.
So I think that tonight we were anticipating more than 1,000. Just, I mean, based on the anecdotal texts and everything that I've received, only since the meeting started. So, I mean,
I'm up to 39 texts since this meeting started from all different people. Some people, I don't even know who it is.
You're going to have to, just technically, only because I've been through this now a couple of times, you're going to have to adjourn this meeting just to sign on to a new Zoom link. If you purchase the plan, you're going to have to probably get a Zoom link that handles more people. So at some point, you're going to have to, if you don't want to proceed, which is entirely up to you, you're going to have to terminate this and probably send out a new Zoom link to everybody. So that is a part of the deal, is that when this happens, a new Zoom link will be developed that allow more people on it, and then you're going to be sending that out to the public.
So I'm going to make a motion that the meeting be adjourned, that the board undertake whatever work, investigation it needs to do to accommodate our public, parents, and other stakeholders, and renotice a meeting so that people can dial in and participate.
Question for the board members: If 1,000 is the largest amount for upgrade, is that something you guys want us to purchase?
I would be in favor of more than 1,000 because I think you're going to have that.
So just another suggestion, and I've seen this happen, where you run a meeting with a live stream component so that you're enabling anybody to access and view the meeting, and then you'd have to develop the process by which somebody can participate and comment. So the live streaming component may enable this better, because then anybody can really log on to watch what happens, and then you have to enable the communication piece, the participation piece. That probably can't be troubleshot. I don't know if that's a verb, but I don't know that you can troubleshoot that this evening. But I have seen boards of education use the live streaming component to work with their Zoom conference. So your faces, really, not my face, but your faces are seen by everybody. A lot more people can at least view what's happening. And then you develop a way for people to access a chat or access questions so that those questions and those individuals can be heard. Again, I don't know. I mean, Jason, or your IT department rather, is great, but I think there's going to, you have to tell the public how you can participate if you go the live streaming route.
Right.
The New Jersey School Boards Association is having a conference in October where thousands of school board members will participate by video this year. There are platforms available where our community can participate, all be heard, all sign in, and all observe. And we have these meetings like this for the purpose of the public being able to weigh in on issues that we're considering. So where there's a will, there's a way, and we can exceed 1,000 people, and we should at this point.
Again, I'm only learning about Zoom and technology live streaming all as a result of COVID. So I'm not the resource for that. I'm just explaining what I've seen other places do.
I'm advocating as a board member that any member of the public be able to participate, and they can't right now. So
so tonight we should try to do what we can to make sure they can. Hakisha, what is
there's a motion. Excuse me. I made a motion. We're not going to, I'm making a motion. I shouldn't say we're not going to continue with half of the public or 3/4 of the public not being able to sign in. I'm making a motion that we adjourn the meeting until we can properly accommodate the public to participate, which we can't at this meeting. And so I think it's incumbent upon you to ask for a second and we take a vote.
I'll second it.
Okay.
Now we can.
You got garbled, Candy.
I
You're all
can't hear
garbled.
Candy at all.
Are you saying to not come back tonight?
Candy, I can't make out. You're very tinny. You have a bad connection. Probably not the type of connection that we want while we discuss virtual learning.
I think what Candy was asking, and Candy, were you asking if her motion was to adjourn for the evening or adjourn and come back later? I think that was your question, Candy.
Candy, I can't hear you. So my motion is to adjourn, and I'm very receptive to debate on the motion, whether people think that we should adjourn for 40 minutes or to a different day. But given that Dennis has said in this situation, we need to send out a new Zoom link, I don't think it's fair to the 500, 600, 800, whatever people wanted to sign in. I think we need public participation and it should be adjourned to a different date with proper notice and a proper Zoom link.
Yeah,
And
but
so to clarify my motion, it's to adjourn the meeting until we can accommodate our public and provide them with a proper link to sign in and participate in a meeting. If that requires 48 hours notice, then we give the public 48 hours notice. That's the motion. That
I
we
already
adjourn.
seconded that motion.
And if there was going to be discussion, I think that we should get back on tonight. We have hundreds of parents already on the line. We've spent hours and hours in committee meetings earlier this week, and time is of the essence.
right. I mean, I think we can communicate a new link. We can get it posted on the website. We could send it out through Messenger easily. So I think that if we can get it done within now 32 minutes, we should give it a shot and try it.
Yeah, Ms. Hans Silver, that's the if, so we don't know the answer to that question yet.
Right. If we can.
And we don't know the maximum, so I think that guidance is needed. If 1,000 is the limit, do you guys want me to purchase it? Or if 1,000 is the limit, that's not enough and we need another source of technology?
I think that we clearly need more than 1,000.
To me, I feel like we should try it and see if we can do it tonight.
Well, we tried the 500 and we're like not looking so positive in front of the public right now. So I think we want to make a decision that is on the other side of like, so that we don't face this in another like 30 minutes. This is a very important issue to our public, and just given our student population of 4,000 plus, I don't think 1,000 is sufficient. And there are other people other than parents and guardians that like to sign in and observe, listen, participate. So I'm in favor of more than 1,000 because going forward, this has not been satisfactory.
I mean, I agree with Lauren. There are people who are ready, willing, and able to listen tonight. So I think we try. If we hit that max and
the meeting will be a nullity if one person doesn't get to sign in who wanted to speak.
Right, but if we try and we only hit 800, then we know everyone got on. That's what I'm saying. Why do we not give it a try and we see? Why are we throwing our hands up in the air without even trying?
I'm just a person that's not in favor of Band-Aids.
All right, well, there is a motion that was made and seconded.
Is there further debate? Okay, motion by Paula Colbath, seconded by Mike Rubino.
Sorry. Lakeisha, so is the motion on the table to table it and give 48 hours notice, or is it
Yes.
to?
Oh, okay. That's not what I had. I had adjourn and meet until we can accommodate the public. I didn't have the 48 hours. So Paula, share what you want, what your motion is.
Well, can Esther or you or Ken or someone who knows technology better than me tell us now whether if we adjourn for 30 minutes, you will be able to accomplish getting every member of the public who wants to participate to be able to participate? Because if you can't tell us that, I think it's unfair to the public to have them wait around for 30 minutes for us to come back and say we can't do it. If we can't affirmatively say that we can do it, then my motion is to adjourn the meeting, give proper notice, a new link, and people so that they can meaningfully participate.
I don't think anyone can make
Ms.
that kind of
Colbeth,
promise.
yeah, I
think
don't
we
know
would
if
say
I
that
have
we
an
wanna
answer to that.
try.
If it's
So
over
then-
1,000,
I'm sorry, we all talked at the same time. I was gonna say, we can't make a promise. I wanna say that we would give it our best shot to try to get everybody on at 8 o'clock, at or around 8 o'clock.
yes, I agree.
Okay,
We should
so
try
And-
tonight. We don't know that the 1,000's gonna work. If we can't do 1,000, then we can't have a meeting ever.
What was
No,
that?
I-
Candy?
We should try it tonight, because if 1,000 isn't enough, then how are we going to have a meeting?
I
In
just sent
48 hours.
Ken-
Our meeting
I
is on
just-
Monday.
I just sent Ken,
because
Esther,
Candy,
an email
colleges,
that they have Zoom contacts for 10,000 participants. I sent it to Ken,
And-
Lakeisha, and Esther just
Okay,
now.
What I was going to say is that I don't know that we will have an answer, Ms. Colbeth. I think we need a few minutes to find out what the answer might be. As Mr. Rubino just said, if there are other options, and if we can put those options in place, that's a whole nother question, or how long that would take.
I'll read it right now to you. Zoom video webinar allows you to broadcast a Zoom meeting up to 10,000 view-only attendance, depending on the size of your webinar license. Webinar license started capacity of 100, participate to scale it up to 10,000 participants.
Right, I know we have, that has the capacity to do that. I'm not sure how quickly we can activate that. That's what we need to find out.
okay, so my motion will be that we adjourn till 8 p.m. And to allow us to try to
an
accommodate the public, and we'll resume at 8 p.m. And if we can accommodate everyone, then great, we'll go forward. If we can't, then we'll adjourn to another date with proper notice.
Right, and actually, the next date would be Monday, because we have a regularly scheduled
Right.
meeting on Monday.
That's what I said.
So,
I don't want to beat a dead horse here, but I think the 10,000 person limit might be view only and they can't participate. So I do think either way we should come on at 8 and do
Right.
whatever we can.
And have an answer.
And I think Lauren is right, because I mean, I do lots of conferences and different things on this. And so I agree. The instrumental piece is that we have a public and stakeholders that want to participate in ways that we have never seen as a board. And we have to make it happen for them.
all right, so do you want to strike your original motion, or are you amending? your
No,
motion?
I'm not, Esther, I'm not striking anything. I'm not amending anything. I made a motion to adjourn the meeting, and Akeisha asked for clarification. So
Okay.
the clarification is, as I just said, that we adjourn as a board till
Let's
8
change that.
p.m. And
Right.
so long as the original link will work for the public, so that at 8 p.m. they can sign back in. If that's not possible, is that possible?
Don't know.
It is possible. You know, let's.
Can they all stay on? Can they all stay on and just like go and do laundry?
Let's, there's a motion on the table. We've got, it's 7:34. It's 7:34, so I think it's prudent for us to take a roll call vote and let Ken, myself, and Jason see if we can figure something out. The motion on the table is to adjourn to 8 p.m. until we can accommodate the public. Motion was made by Ms. Colbath, seconded by Mr. Rubino. Are there further discussion points?
Nope.
Hearing none. Ms. Cho,
Yes.
Ms. Colback,
I have to think hard about this, but yes.
Mr. DeMeglio, did he sign on? No. Ms.
No.
Morel,
Yes.
Ms. Richter,
Yes.
Ms. Ramba,
Yes.
Mr. Rubino,
Yes.
Ms. Tuck,
Yes, back at 8.
Ms.
I didn't hear the second part of that. Yes, what?
Back at 8.
Yes.
Yes.
Ms. Hunt Silver.
Yes.
Motion passes.
Okay.
Meeting is adjourned. Please attempt to use this same link to log on again unless you see or receive a school messenger from the school.
Is there a way that we could just stay on and turn off our videos, Keisha? And the
I don't
public stays on?
I don't recommend that.
Okay.
Okay.
I need to use the computer to do the research you've asked me to do.
Okay. All right. Thanks.
Thanks.
Bye.